try to keep this week normal, or do you want everyone sort of outside their comfort zone a little bit?
I like the part that it's we have the routine, you know. So sometimes a normal team, something like that. I like that part of it. So many good opportunities here that you really don't have in San Francisco as it relates to friendship. You know maybe one or two other guys better than you did before. So two or things that you didn't know. And some guys will and some guys won't, but and you have to go out of your way to do that. That's coaches, that's trainers, that's managers, players. That opportunity to really know something unique about a guy, know something about him that's, that enables you to be the guy. Or even there's guys that kind of hang out in groups, but maybe I had one guy in that group or two guys in that group. So, I hope our guys are, and I see them doing it. You kind of see a guy come over, you get a little smile, and find out a little. I've done that myself. Found out Mr. Boone's wife's pregnant. She's right here. Alex years ago, yesterday at 9 in the morning, and she get pretty close to having that child. Got their witness taken in, relatives. Found out they didn't know that before. They're grand. They like me on a lot of the Ohio State traditions and get to experience conversation with Purdue Williams and just a lot of opportunities like that. Hopefully I get 2 or 3 more guys today that way. So it's I like that it's out of the norm.
This was going to happen. Was it an easy transition to move the entire, so to speak, complex here to Youngstown?
Well, everybody's really, busting their tails to do it. The staff, setting things up, and things been organized. That's like doing stuff like that. And coaches, players, we're pretty adaptable. It's like being in a little league. Never made the travel team. Never good enough skater to be on the travel team every weekend and travel to the zoo and stay overnight in a hotel. You kind of like, I wish I was on the travel team, but that's pretty fun, So this is a guys are done with practice. They're not everybody, in their cars and heading home. They're here. I think it's the infrastructure setting up. That's been very easy to do. Not simple, but the complex opportunity is really
in a good sense. Sorry if you've been asked this before back home, but do you understand the history between the city and the organization and the ownership? And can you speak a little bit to that about bringing the team here?
Well, absolutely. The connection to the roots of the San Francisco organizational group, and this is hopeful positive from that point. His families, East Coast fan, 5-year-old, supposed to be. That's just one example, one person back here.
I mean, obviously this is in the middle of Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Are you surprised how many 49er fans are here in Youngstown, first of all? And second of all, to see that 49er logo on the DeBarco building, if you haven't seen it already, what does that mean?
Well, it means a lot. I had a chance to be here in the summer and part of a fundraiser that the family was putting on, and got to see, the passion for 49ers, and so no, it wasn't a surprise when I got here. It was when I got here back in June, but every time I'd ever visit here to recruit, that's big in Notre Dame country.
I could be wrong, but I saw a walkthrough going on in the parking lot. I mean, how does this affect game day preparations, to the good or to the bad?
It's we'll see, how good it was, how not so good it was, but so far it's all been positive. Alluded to the many through in the back parking lot. That was one of our things and things like that. You're excited when you get good walkthrough stuff. Sometimes it's in a hotel ballroom. Sometimes it's outside where people are that big slab or cement. In the parking lot, even had lines and tall trees around it. It was very private there. That was one of the finer walks spots that are associated with it. But it's really like, I'm very proud of having the facility stacked up for you guys. It's outstanding. It's top-notch in terms of the stage turf fields, the indoor and the outdoor, plenty of equipment. Went over there and previewed it on other sleds and shoes. So everything we need. And the neat thing is that they treated very like this is the players' initial reaction when you said them what they say to them. They were to me it was good. They we presented why we were doing it. These are the reasons and the 11 positives that could come from this. That's enough, more than enough to try. So I think their reaction was they were open. Let's do it.
Two Cleveland guys, Alex Boone, who you mentioned, and Ted Ginn, who you alluded to earlier.
Can you guys stay right there?
Yeah. The first two, can you give me just your thoughts on them? Ted had a great first game with his returns. Alex has seen a little bit of time. Just some thoughts on those two players.
Yeah, they're both really good players, very pros, and Dante Whitmer is a pro, extremely hard. Very bright guy.
Talked about Alex, the Jet 7 starting offensive lineman. With Alex has only seen time really as a tight end so far. Would you like Would you like to work him into the mix a little bit more and give him more snaps and just the base offense?
It's always a possibility to deploy the guys and where you position, but he's going to be needed at some point. He's in good shape. Just in good shape. So good to go. We'll see. Like I guess that knowing Frank, knowing how tough Frank is.
First, you may have to address this yesterday, I'm not sure, but with Vic's health and what it is, how do you prepare for that against them? What they're going to do with the quarterback, or how does that affect preparation?
Well, I mean, you prepare for it. And previously in the air, his tape, with the... I think it would be prudent to do that. Coach, I believe it's DeVar Bowman. Oh, we can't count on that, so we have to prepare for him. DeVar Bowman started this year out. He's been great. He's 11 tackles in the ball game, tough football guys who communicates what he has to communicate, smart, intelligent football player, and ball player.
Are there times
that matchup between
always is an 11 on 11 matchup.
have there been times that maybe you've not even recognized which inside linebacker it was who just made the tackle? That they, Willis and Navarro sort of resemble each other out there.
They really do. It's a good point. There have been times when outside of the box or very similar in their place. So to give you John, called it an open, and there's been an Eagles burning now. Those clothes have been burned. Consider all but for John, incredible too. Just the cohesion. And they've really changed a lot from last year to this year.
You had a chance to meet last year with head coach Eric Wolford, and if so, can you touch on that visit and what you guys talked about and what your impressions of him are?
Well, I've known him and known Elvin for a long time. So when he was the offensive line coach in Illinois, I had great respect for him. In Chicago, Cleveland was a teacher there. He got it. Drills. He was coach of offensive and big time in the first half. He came on, won the game, made some adjustments. Particular aspect of that you want to build on. So football is a struggle. I mean, it is a big time. It's tough, and it's every minute of it. So, our young team community, it's really big for us. And going back and watching the tape, like, there was Coach Schembecker used to say, never played as well as you thought you did, and he never thought you did. When he played football action, he was truly, I enjoyed watching that. There was specific, feel like football like that. That was it.
What positive things really stood out to you when you were watching that film?
Just, things that we can coach and things that we can get better from. And that's, you're excited as a coach when you know that they're fixing. When you're playing those things Monday and today.
Not so much that you saw good things, you just saw stuff that popped out that, okay, now we know where the answers are?
Well, when there's a lot of guys on offense running a play, I mean, there could be 10 guys doing great things, and there could be one misassignment or breakdown. That player on the next play, it's not him, it's another player. All by you as a coach or something that you didn't cover as a coach. All those little things add up heavily, and this and that. You can have positives on a negative play, and then you can have correctable things on a negative play. You probably will, on a negative play. So that's not going to be positives. That's a lot of times it's on every play. Most of the time. Last one, guys, it is more important to have a guy like that in your upstairs. Yes, it's they'll bring them out. It seems like if they're in the end zone, circuit? Yeah, recruiting circuit and coaching circuit. Yeah, I know. I have not met Coach Father yet, but guys, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Off the top of my head, guys pretty intimately though. We're pretty proud of what they have here, especially compared to what you're used to. I haven't been in the door still yet, saw it from the outside, and then, they said I got to go there and lift and work out, and saw the athletic facilities and the stadium and the field. Was definitely impressed by it, to say the least. I thought it was great facilities, definitely. I came from college, and I came from Utah, Division I school, and definitely comparable to that. And excited about that. You don't know what to expect, and then you get over there and you see them, and it's definitely perfect.
Did you have a walkthrough today or yesterday on the parking lot?
I don't really have a little walkthrough out on the stadium. Yeah, so just, I'm kind of fine.
Today? This morning? Or yesterday? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get this.
Yesterday was day off, so we didn't do any football yesterday. Basically, so today was the first start of it.
Something like that, how does that affect your preparation when you have, not that it's a big deal, but how does it change things ever so slightly from the normal routine you're used to being back home?
There's a little difference. Obviously, we're living in hotel rooms where we're kind of way to focus in on the football. It's a big deal.
Was the pavement much different in the surface this time?
You're just, obviously you're playing on it. We're walking through, so not a big deal.
What's your impressions of Youngstown so far, just the time you played with you?
Yeah, I haven't been able to, go see a time and move up a little bit, but obviously being here in the hotel most of the time. But yeah, it's been great. People have been great. Really welcoming, and it's been fun.
Talk about whether there's some changes in the Eagles defense this year. What have you studied so far?
Yeah, it's very different from the Eagles in the past. Much less pressure in terms of linebackers and secondary. Before it was high for different looks, giving a lot of different things to think about. It isn't quite as much variety, but they're just still getting as much pressure. I think the league almost has really good defense. Find your matchups and take advantage of them.
You got little duties.
Oh, for sure.
This cops on
duty.
Here, you find that you're focusing maybe more on football?
Yeah, no, for sure. You're absolutely right. My commute time is cut down as well. To walk up to the 6th floor from the 4th is pretty quick. So, yeah, for sure, there's advantages and disadvantages. I think, that was one of the great things we talked about as far as the team is. Yeah, you're going to come here and there will be some distractions at the same time. It's really a chance to be with your team, focus on football, and really a chance just to play a game. And so, for sure, yes, absolutely.
Coaches are such creatures of routine and habit. Are you going to go back to California? Go through
Coach Allen, no, not at all. He's definitely a guy that I think that is constantly trying to get better, find an edge, definitely thinks outside the box. So,
be in the city where your owners grew up with them, you see.
Yeah, I've had a chance to come back here a couple times for different events. So, been back here, like I said, a couple times. So, yeah, but it is. They're obviously very proud, and they're very proud of the team, and want you to have in their account and host you in a sense. Pretty fit.
How pleased are you to get Crabtree and Burns more involved in that?
Yeah, we were fortunate as far as the time, to lose Braylon and Michael. Just to get him back going, he missed training camp and missed the season, so he's still just kind of getting revved up and look forward to continue to keep him going. Vernon, anytime you get Vernon involved, he's a threat, such a playmaker. To get the ball in his hands, and nice little surprise to have Bruce. Bruce stepped up, and that was last year coming in and catching balls.
Okay. When was it that the team was notified that you were going to be dealing with reviews or any training?
I'm not sure when we officially got notified. I think I caught wind of it, early. I think like preseason I caught wind of it. Heard, I think Coach Harbaugh, but I think the team, officially got, I think maybe officially heard last week.
When it comes to preparing for the Eagles, are you having to do anything differently in terms of film study? Like where you would watch it obviously is different, and how much of that? Do you usually watch one like on your like laptop or something like that personally?
Well, I did. They came up with this software this year, and the computer had Deshaun and Michael Vick. It's not something I look.
Have you ever heard of Youngstown before this week?
I've never heard of it.
To be in the hometown of where your owners live, I mean, is that extra special now?
You can look at it, in a way, certainly, we're not looking at it, looking at it, what our owners and, when they grew up, where everything Tennessee.
The run defense,
I just
Find yourself rooting that hoping Michael Vick plays?
Honestly, to me, what was taking a snap.
How do you think you team up, or how do you complement each other?
I think, we're very similar. But he's a tremendous player, and each week, he's playing. He's a guy that listens, a guy that cares, like, where I'm coming from, and, he's only it's a blessing to have, a guy like that, much the same thing. So,
how different is it to have Isaac shifting over this season? What's it been like?
Well, I think Isaac, when he came in, he started out as a nose guard and then moved him to the end. But Isaac's that's talented, and the guy that can play, end or play, switch over like that. I don't think it was a big one thing I can say. I'm for it, so he understands, like,
a point of pride when you become supporting how you want to keep them under that.
You take them away from the team to go to for a big and make them down. We know all things like that thing, and what he's talking about.
Overall, it's really sort of like a improvement from his rookie year.
I just think that's than you were the year before, and those guys one of those guys that they had a lot of upsides on them.
What are your expectations coming in as far as?
It's
Is it offense? Okay. Well, you got something to look forward to.
Once again, this goes, best and I guess that's the best, things to work with. And our team thinks, it's a place to go for a game.
Did you find out about this? Did you find out like 2 weeks ago or before that?